installation and repair of water and sewer lines, serving both residential and commercial properties. The one office is located at 509 South Beeline Highway, and their number is 928-267-3411.
And a big thank you to One Tom Plumber for sponsoring our KRIM Community Spotlight program. Good morning, Rim Country. Chris Higgins in the KRIM studios, broadcasting live from the Sawmill Theater Complex. Hope you're having a great Tuesday morning. This morning on our Community Spotlight program, we're going to be talking about the Payson Warming Center and just everything, all the services they offer, fundraisers they have coming up, dinners, Confidence Kitchen, and just all of the things that they do for people in the community that need a little help. And so in the studio to talk about this, Emily Bryce. Good morning, Emily.
Good morning.
How you doing this morning?
I'm doing well.
Good. And Edward Padilla.
Yes, sir.
Good morning, Edward. And Anthony, your last name escapes
Williams.
me. Williams. There we go. Anthony Williams. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you all for coming in, and I love when you come in and share about all the amazing things that are happening at the Payson Warming Center, how many people are being helped that really just need that, just a little bit of something. A little bit of something, you know, they're struggling, going through something, and they just need some people there. Whether it's a meal, whether it's a shower, whether it's some toiletries, a hug, a smile, whatever it is. And the Payson Warming Center provides so much, you know, for the community. So ways they do it though is by support from the community. And one of the things that you guys do with the Confidence Kitchen program are dinners. And one is coming up here pretty soon, right, Emily?
Yeah, our Confidence Kitchen program, it's a self-development life skill program where we teach individuals how to give back to the community. We teach a variety of life skills, whether it be going into employment, so we can get you their food handler card. Most of the food that we create goes to the soup kitchen. Sometimes we do feed other nonprofits and agencies in town that are struggling as well. This program has been going for 5 years. It feeds our 7-day-a-week soup kitchen at the Warming Center. And this year we're putting on a fall fundraiser. We've never done it. It's going to be a community setting, so 9-foot tables, 10 of them in a long line with 100 people, 50 on each side, as if it would be one big Italian family. Being an Italian and coming to this town, went from a big family to only just the 3 of us, so it was a culture shock. So I wanted to bring what I used to feel as a small child. As a chef, I love to bring family and community together. So with this fall fundraiser, it's a way the community can sit together, dine together, and just see what the Warming Center does. We'll have live music, a silent auction, and a presentation from a local individual who's gone through our program.
And now the dinner is October 18th, 6 p.m. And is that at?
It's at the Mount Cross Lutheran Church,
Okay.
the Log Cabin Building B.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Yeah.
In the back there where they do, I know Veterans Coffee is there in the mornings. They do blood drives there. Do a lot of different activities in that log cabin.
Yes.
So, and that's right next to the Payson Warming Center.
Yes, so it'll give the opportunity to see also on site where the Warming Center is. It is located at the Mount Cross Lutheran Church, Building A. So Building B has been an event center for many years, since 1976. So
Wow.
it's really cool to see it still thriving and providing space for different agencies and nonprofits.
It is. It is really cool to see that. So people, how can they get tickets? So here are the tickets, those of you watching on our KRIM Radio Facebook live stream. Here are the tickets, and where can they get them?
They can pick them up at the Warming Center 7 days a week from 4 to 6:30 p.m. That is at Mount Cross Lutheran Church. 601 East Highway 260, Building A. And then if you would like us, we can deliver them. You can give us a call by 928-951-3560. And $50 is how much the tickets cost. $50 can feed 25 individuals. So last night the soup kitchen fed 46 individuals, 5 being children. The population we're seeing is more elderly, so 65 and up. We're seeing a lot of elderly who are on a fixed income and maybe just have been recently homeless because of being on a fixed income. Maybe an $800 rent went to $1,600. So we're seeing a lot of that situations come in.
And just to be clear, we don't just help homeless people. It might be like she was saying, they're down, they're having a hard time, and we're able to provide a meal for them, and it helps them out. So
That's exactly what I was thinking, and I wanted to make sure everyone listening and watching understood is it's not just a homeless center, but the warming center and the meals, the soup kitchen, is open to everyone because it is for the community. So even if you're alone, so you want to be around people and to socialize and to connect with people because you're all alone, you don't have anyone. You can come down to the warming center and the soup kitchen every night, have a meal, and talk with people, meet people.
I just had an older gentleman who's on his own, and he said, I'm going to go to the warming center and eat, and he actually gave a donation.
Yes.
Instead of just, I'm just going to go sit. And he's welcome to come eat for free, but he felt like, oh, I can provide, but I don't want to be alone. And that was pretty good.
And that's the other thing, if you have some money you'd like to make a donation, then that's great. But if not, then you're still more than welcome.
Yep.
And that's what it's for as well.
Yes, and your time is priceless, so we realize that your God-given gifts is truly what we ask for. Monetary donations make the world go round, but it's your God-given gifts. It's making that connection with the individuals. So if you're a retired nurse, on Monday and Tuesdays we have the Christian clinic. We have medical students and doctors on site to provide getting them integrated back into healthcare. Some people don't have healthcare, so we realize if we get them into housing, maybe their mental health isn't stabilized and they lose the home in 3 months. So we want to set people up for success. So working with Southwest Behavioral Health, CBI, and local agencies that can help them move forward into a better direction is truly what we need. We have retired firemen, law enforcement, lawyers, doctors, that give their gifts because they're 75 years old and they still are willing and able bodies. They just don't work anymore and they still want to give back what they've been given. So our standard of care is the mother's standard of care. We try to treat everybody who's coming in like if it was your mom, your aunt, your sister, a cousin. It's somebody's child. So we want to get them better. We want to get them in the best direction. So we have a safe landing program. They're not from this community. We don't want them to take our local resources for our property community members. We want them to get back home. So we Greyhound or drive. Anthony will drive anywhere all over the state of Arizona, 24 hours, 7 days a week. We get referrals from the Banner Hospital at any hour of the day. Law enforcement, if there's a car accident and they don't have means or resources to even get into a hotel, they'll give us a call and we'll get them in our bunkhouse. We have a 3-day stabilization bunkhouse that can help individuals have food, water, and safe shelter so they can feel safe to get resources. And then if it takes up to 3 days, then we get them on a Greyhound or a plane ride back home, wherever home is. So each individual case is different. Each person coming through the door is different.
Right now we have, a lot of people probably saw on Facebook, there was a family in need at Walmart. And right now we're helping them through us and through different organizations in town. They had 3 children. Well, actually, they have 4 children. She had her baby while she was here. And so the community really has stepped in and tried to help them. But their car blew up here, so we're trying to find another vehicle. And, but we put them up for as long as we can right now. So.
And that's what I think has been great with the Warming Center is all the connections. So not just working independently or operating independently, but the Warming Center, you're connected to so many organizations and people, providers in the community that can give assistance to the people that need that help. So it's not a case where you're trying to do all of that or duplicate those efforts, but connecting people with those resources, which is very powerful because now you're not just limited to what you have, but all of those resources. And again, the safe landing, I'm glad you have brought that up, I think every time, to let people know it isn't a case where you're just bringing in or you're welcoming people, but you're trying to find out, okay, where's home? How did you get here? What's, going on, and reconnect those people with family, friends, or resources that are available in other communities.
Yeah, because it's really important to feel connected to friends, family, and community. If you're disconnected, you don't feel like you have purpose. And a lot of the individuals that come through our doors feel purposeless. And so my main thing is, where is home? Somebody out there loves you. Believe it or not, you have a teacher or a friend or a sibling that truly is thinking or praying for you right now and wishes you were home.
Oh, yeah.
And I try to picture myself, what it would be like not having support, education, or advocacy in all the areas that I had. I had been hungry, I've been homeless, I've gone through human trafficking, I've seen my parents have marital problems. The list goes on of traumatic events, but I had support. I had somebody educating me. My family were praying at a distance when I was addicted to drugs and alcohol. And I had a second chance at life. And so I try to picture myself in their shoes in every situation, whether I'd gone through it or not, and try to say, let's get you better. Let's do the best we can today and get you in a better place tomorrow, because somebody out there loves you and cares about you and wants you home. So recently we reconnected an individual who hadn't been home in 10 years. He had left home when his child was 3 years old. His dad took over, and now the child's 13 years old. Dad was able to greyhound him, but they weren't able to put him up in a hotel. So we put him up in a hotel in Camp Verde. I took him to Sedona because I thought, we're already there. You've made it this far and you're making a big commitment. Let me take you to Sedona. We got some food. We went to Sedona and I showed them where the cathedral was. And I told them, you know what, when you go home, your life's going to be hard, but it's going to be a good hard. You've gone through 10 years of not having family. That your child wants you home. So we dropped him off at the hotel. I gave him $20 for the Greyhound, and he cried and cried and cried and said, thank you. And I finally get to go home and see my son. And these are just the rewards that we get on a daily basis. Some success stories are they don't get to go home and they end up, passing away on the streets, but they're able to have a hot meal. So every success story is different. For me, it was getting that kid, his dad back. For some of our veterans who are severely mentally ill, they want to die in their car and live in their car. And I don't know how to change that, but I can encourage them. You don't deserve to live like this. You deserve to live in a bed and go to sleep with the Lord in a bed. You don't need to live in a car. But it's just making that relationship. It's hard. Sometimes you won't be able to make it with some people, and some people you will. So it's give or take every day.
Mhm. And I heard before the program, you talking, and somebody mentioned that, you know, with this soup kitchen and the warming center providing medical support. And that's not common, you don't really see that. You mentioned Southwest Behavioral. Are there also, I don't know, if the Christian Clinic, if they're involved, or Ponderosa Family
So
Center?
every Monday and Tuesday, Dr. Hunt sends students from U of A that she works with at the Christian Clinic. So the Christian Clinic satellites on Monday and Tuesday on site.
Wow.
We also work with Ponderosa Family Care if
Mhm.
they have insurance.
Okay.
All of the other doctors in town, we try to, everybody's different, so some need dialysis, some need a medical detox for alcohol. So we want to send them to the right doctor and the right resource.
Mhm.
We definitely are not a one-stop shop, so we do referrals. If we can't do it, we want to get to them to the right people and the right resource. For the last 5 years, we've seen an increase every year, about 10%. This year, we've seen an increase of 25 to 35%. We've served over 11,000 meals in 2024.
Wow.
And so we see in the next year that the numbers are probably going to go up again.
At least 25, if not
Mhm.
more.
Yeah, and then
25%, sorry.
And then that leads us to the more people that you're seeing, the more people you're helping, then there are more needs.
That's right.
There are more needs at the warming center for supplies, for donations, for volunteers, because you're going to be serving more people.
And that's what we want to bring that to the community. And I just picked up some stuff yesterday, a donation from a lady who's in hospice, and she's like, hey, I've got all this stuff. And so she donated it all to the warming center,
Wow.
a bunch of clothes and stuff like that. We don't take too much furniture, but definitely clothes. Some furniture, smaller stuff. We can't really fit a sectional
Yeah,
couch.
sectional or a big dresser.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, yeah.
But we would probably deliver it to
Family would be needing
a,
it.
Yeah,
a family
that's
who
true.
needs it, or to one of the local thrift stores.
Mhm.
You know, we always have to just make sure our ego's not trying to be bigger than everybody else or something. It's a community effort.
Mhm. And now, for the meals, there's also businesses that donate food.
Correct.
For the meals.
Right, and, you know, Pizza Factory, the Elks, Post 69, we've got donations from Safeway, from the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. We rent from the Lutheran Church at a very decent price. The Mountain Bible, they let us use their kitchen. So, yes, shout out to all of
It's a
them.
huge community project. We couldn't do it with just one church, one agency, one business. It took the whole community to make this happen. And that's why we call it the Warming Center. People are like, in the summertime, it doesn't make sense. The Warming Center is the center of your heart. Your heart is centered directly in your body. So we want to be the place where people can come to, where they feel safe, that we can send them to the right resources. We have hopes and dreams to have our own building one day, our own commercial kitchen. Right now, we're operating with 35 volunteers, which is, it seems like a lot, but we need more. On a daily basis, 7 days a week, we operate with about 10 or 15 volunteers, so we need volunteers.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I'm always looking for is an angel gifter, someone that would help us construct a building for the needs that we need and our community needs.
Because we've overgrown in the last 5 years. We were seeing on a maximum 25 people a day. Now we're seeing on a maximum 65 people a day.
Wow. Yeah.
So our small little Lutheran church we're renting is been such a blessing, but we are in need of a building one day.
Yes, so on average, I think you were saying about 40, 45 people is what you're averaging now, where you used to average 20 or so double, really
Mhm.
doubled, with the higher numbers up to 60. And seating, you have seating for how many in the hall there, in the dining room?
30,
30,
and outside, we have about 30 seats outside.
gotcha,
And they don't all come in, we're open from 3:30 to 6:30.
okay.
And they don't all come at one
Wow.
shot, thank goodness,
Yeah.
otherwise it would be.
Because we do offer showers, and that's a bit challenging to
Yes.
logistics on the navigating of the showers.
Mhm. So showers are offered for those that would like showers
Yes,
during that
like
time?
On a
showers,
daily
clothes,
basis.
and a warm meal. They like to talk to somebody,
Mhm.
it's connections.
Nice.
Yeah.
And then the rides as well, if they need a ride somewhere.
Yeah, if they have a family member, a brother, or a sister.
The Safe Landing program has been such a lifesaver
Mhm.
for not only the community, but to get people back home is
Mhm.
it's so important.
Mhm. Now, also, was there, I believe, a vehicle donated at Chapman?
Yes, so Chapman donated us, there was a Dodge Nitro that was an older vehicle that had a issue that they fixed. They decided instead of reselling it, they would gift it to us. So
It's amazing.
we are able to now use that vehicle for our transportation out of town.
Mhm. Wow, that is huge.
We did put a Subaru grant in, so
Yeah.
Oh,
and
nice.
we will
Hopefully
find
this
out
year.
in 3 weeks
Yeah.
if we do get a vehicle. Because we need to, we have donations in town that we pick up, and sometimes when he's on a transport, we have no in-town transportation.
Yeah.
Before the vehicles we were using personal cars, her
Mhm.
personal car.
Yeah.
And it makes it challenging because she has her own errands she's got to do. She has her
Oh,
own
yeah.
family she's trying to take care of. And
Yeah.
she's over there loaning her car out for 4 or 5 hours to go on a joyride around the state.
Yeah, well, and as you're saying, as the services, the amount of services that you're providing, the number of people you're providing services to keep increasing
Yeah.
as it looks like, I mean, it will.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't know for sure 100%, but looking at the trends, it's going to keep
That's
increasing.
great. Yeah.
Yeah, going to keep going up. So trying to prepare for that and get ready for that with a new building, a vehicle, hopefully a Subaru, that would be amazing.
If I can kind
Yeah.
of ask the listeners, a couple things that we need are like first aid training,
Mm-hmm.
CPR training, obviously all the donations he can give us, but those are some of the immediate needs that we're trying to get to.
Mm-hmm. So in the CPR training, first aid training, that's for volunteers and people.
And staff, yeah.
Staff at the Warming
And
Center.
even
Yeah.
clients, because these individuals are living in the woods,
Mhm.
and sometimes they don't have the resources. They think
Yeah.
they do. Well, I'll just go live in the woods. Well, sometimes they don't have the resources. And
There's no cell phone service in most of the
Broken-
areas.
broken
Mhm.
bones, overdose, suicide, all these different things happen in the woods, and there's individuals that are impacted and they don't have the skill set.
Right, and so we need stuff like tents and
Mhm.
sleeping bags and,
First aid
because
kits.
first aid
First aid
kits, yeah,
kits.
because they are just like, I'm gonna live in the forest, we can't
Mhm.
force them.
We go in with the CPR training, and first aid would be the Narcan
Mm.
administration. They have a few styles
Which is,
out
what
on
is
the market now.
Narcan, just to kind of define that?
Narcan is a opiate medication that goes over the opiate receptor in the brain, and it helps people through an overdose so they can live through an opiate overdose.
Mhm.
Unfortunately, we've had to use it in our bunkhouse a couple years back, and the individual did survive, but he had brain damage. So we do need training for our staff. We do have a core of 10 people who do our overnight emergency bunkhouse. We do need more grants for education and training, so I don't know if there's other nonprofits or agencies that have connections to places that train. We do need education in our community, not only at the Warming Center, but in all of our nonprofits, schools, and healthcare. So our needs are just like everybody else's. We need human kindness, we need people to work together, we need volunteers, and we're in this to work together with the community. So if any of these things that people can give back, they can just stop in from 4 to 6:30 at the Warming Center.
And you can get more information about the Payson Warming Center. There's a Facebook page, Payson Warming Center. If you search that, that will come up. And then also, is there a website?
Yep, it's www.phhvi.com.
All right. And that, again, provides more information. And also tells people how they can donate as well.
Yeah, you could do a monetary donation online if you want.
And volunteer, how is it best that someone contacts you if they would like to volunteer?
If they would like to volunteer, they just come down to the Warming Center, fill out an application, and see what area they would fit best in. Typically, our volunteer shifts are 2 to 2.5 hour shifts. Even our overnight emergency bunkhouse, those range from 2.5 to 4.5 hour shifts.
There you go, and I'm looking at the website right now, and it has just all of the information. Again, contact information, the events. Yeah, it's real good. And then the team as well, but that's not updated yet.
That's right.
I'm looking, I'm like,
Our
wait
board-
a second. Who is Michael? Jessica? No. Okay, that's not updated.
Yeah, we
yet.
just, our board, the board of directors
Uh-huh.
just changed, it's fairly recent, and so we haven't updated that section.
And it's great also, I know you shared that before, I think last time you came on, and people that have been through Confidence Kitchen, or if you've met through the Warming Center, now some are on the board as well,
right.
and helping out, volunteering, contributing, and that's great. to
And
see.
we're hoping he'll, the one that we're talking about at this dinner here, hopefully he'll kind of say his story,
Mm.
of the
That's-
kind of a testimony.
Throw out the phone number.
Yes, definitely.
So yeah, we're 4 o'clock
Mhm.
to like 6:30, between that time. It would be 928-474-3191.
90.
90? That's
It's
dyslexic.
928-474-3190, and that's
3190.
our business phone. Our after-hours 24-hour line is 928-970-2041.
Okay. All right, great. And again, tickets for the Italian dinner, fall fundraiser, that's October 18th at 6 p.m. at the Lutheran Church, Mount Cross Lutheran Church, in the log cabin, which is Building B.
Yes.
Correct.
Building B, and you can get your tickets at the Payson Warming Center. And then there was another dinner coming up as well. When is?
So we're going on our 5th anniversary of being open, and we are having a winter gala. It is a black and white fine dining fundraiser. It's $100 a ticket. It'll be December 18th at the Mount Cross Lutheran Church, Building B. There'll be a silent auction, live music, and it'll just be a great time to share a week before Christmas together.
Wow, no, that is great. And again, those tickets will be available at the Payson Warming Center?
Yes, and they can come pick them up any day.
All right. Well, it's 10:30, so thank you guys so much
Thank you.
for coming
Thank you.
on and sharing. Oh, you're very welcome. And just want to thank you guys for what you're doing, and all of the board members, volunteers, everyone that's been helping out with the Payson Warming Center, that's been donating also over the years to make all of this possible, and helping all of the people that have needed a hand up. So it's just great. And again, if you'd like to help out, like to donate, if you feel called to be that angel donor and you know, have a building, land, or whatever you might have that could be the future home of the Payson Warming Center, please contact them, let them know. And yeah, it'll happen. It'll happen in the time. All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you everyone for listening and watching this morning. Time to get back to the music here on KRIM. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and we'll see you tomorrow morning.